What's up, guys? It's Dwayne, back again for another video, back again for a reaction, and today is a great, wonderful, beautiful, amazing day because it's a Germany day. 10 cultural differences between the UK and Germany. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
Easy English. So today, me and Easy are going to discuss the cultural differences between Britain and Germany.
Let's go.
So Easy, you've been spending some time in the UK, and over this time you've been collecting small points about cultural differences you found between Britain and Germany.
Yes, I did. Should we start?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm looking forward to this before they get on to number one because I haven't actually come across many cultural differences between our countries. I've been watching a few videos here and there for the past 2 months and I haven't noticed anything yet, but I haven't even scratched the surface of learning. However, this video is going to be amazing. I can't wait to find out if there are some cultural differences. So yeah, let's go.
Number one. It's actually the first two ones are my favorites. So number one is the friendliness of,
yeah?
of the British people. I think everyone here is so friendly and so polite, and that doesn't mean, want to say that Germans are not friendly, but I think it's just more firm in the mentality and the culture to be always very friendly and always very polite and always very welcoming. And I love this here in Britain. I think it's so great that you can go to a supermarket and everybody's like, hi, how are you? Did you have a good day? Or the weather is nice and so on.
I love that. I love this. That's so funny. She is correct in certain parts of England. Let me just preface that because in London, it doesn't tend to be that way. People don't really speak to you or say, hi, how are you doing in London? But if you live in other parts of England, yeah, absolutely. Very friendly in other parts of England. But London, people just kind of do what they're doing. So she must live outside of London.
And you could think this is kind of superficial, a bit small talkish. And why would you do that? But isn't it in general just nicer? To have a good feeling, go through your day. Everyone is, not everyone, by the way. Obviously, this doesn't speak for everyone, but the majority of people smile at you, say nice things to you, are accommodating and welcoming. And I just love this.
Point two.
I'll take that. That's a really nice thing to say. I'm happy about that. Go Britain. Go Britain. Go British people.
So point number two is... also one of my favorites. It's the friendliness, point one. But then number two is the pub culture. And it doesn't mean that this is only about partying and drinking. The opposite a little bit. Because in pubs here are there for the community. It's something like our local pub here. People of all ages meet. There are kids, there are grandparents, there are sport clubs meeting up, associations meeting up, doing their weekly or monthly meeting.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. I think pub culture, for anyone that's not from England, it's quite strange because we literally go to the pub as a social setting. It's not just about drinking beer. It's about socializing, and like she said, every demographic, mothers, fathers, uncles, aunties, kids, children's cousins. I don't know where I'm going with this, but everyone goes to the pub and it's just seen as somewhere where you hang out. And I think in a lot of other countries, any establishment that sells alcohol, kids don't tend to be there. But with a pub, you'll have granddad drinking a pint while the kid's there playing on the swing in the pub garden. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
There are people playing board games. There are people, obviously it's a lot connected to alcohol, but it's also not. People also go for coffee to a pub. And this meeting point of the community, of your local neighbors, friends, residents, I love this. It's such a, and obviously you have so many pubs. It's just a lot more than we have in Germany. And it's so nice that you can always, especially in winter, you can always go into a nice, cozy little pub where mostly friendly people, point number one, sit, and everyone is just having a genuinely good time.
Yeah.
Being together, and it brings people together, and I love that.
Point.
I just realised she said that we have a lot more pubs than you do. I thought you guys were big on your beer. Well, you are big on your beer, so I wonder why you have fewer pubs than we do in England. And also, I read a statistic the other day on one of the videos that said that Germans actually drink more alcohol than we do. So, I don't know. We weren't even on the top 10 lists of like countries that drink the most booze. So, I don't know. It's weird.
Point number 3. Easy, what is it?
Point number 3 is, you're right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
So
right.
is that if you approach somebody, people often say, at least down here in the south, you're right. And which is coming from, are you all right?
You're right.
And first of all, as a German, I do think people ask me how I am. So what do I tell them now? Well, usually in a small talk, you just say like, yeah, I'm fine. How are you? Or do you want to tell your life story or what a bad week you had? But nobody wants to know that. And
No.
especially, it's not even to ask how you are. It is
No.
hello, basically.
It's a greeting.
It is hi.
Yeah.
And you basically respond with the same.
Yeah, it's not a question.
Yeah,
You
it's-
actually almost, when you write it, you probably wouldn't put a question mark at the end.
Exclamation mark.
Yeah.
You're right?
You're
You're
right.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You're right.
That's how you return you're right with another you're right.
And do you remember how
No, sometimes I say, "Oh, how's it going? You're right." I was like, "How's it going? You're right." It's a weird. You're asking a question, but you're not asking a question. It's just hello. It's just like a polite, casual, kind of a casual way to say hello in England. And you say it in the south, and you say it in the north of England as well.
in the supermarket for the first time?
Yeah.
I was like, well, hi, no, the lady working there was like, hi, are you all right? And I was like, yeah. And she was already going on doing her thing.
Yeah, she turned her head
He
instantly.
turned her head and I was like, yeah, yes, how are you? And then she sometimes gave me a bit of a weird look and went away.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get better at this because I thought it's about having a little small talk. So I really was like, okay, next time I go there, I will do it right. So I tried to be the first. I was like, hi, are you all right? And she was just like, all right, and went on.
Perfect.
But then I thought like, weird, she doesn't want to tell me how she is.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to your first point that everyone.
It is strange. It is strange. I'm sorry. It's just a cultural thing where we know that you're right just means you're right. All right. But we're not asking a question, but it is a question. It's just two uses of the same thing. Like, if you actually were concerned about how someone is, you'd be like, are you all right? That is the inflection of the way I said it. Are you all right? That means that's me being concerned if you're okay. But you're right just means hello. The English language is weird, and I am sorry on behalf of all Brits.
Is friendly or has the intention to be friendly, right?
Yeah.
So this is a way of greeting someone and making it seem like you're interested in how they are, but don't get confused and think that you actually have to give them your entire life story.
No, I don't.
And even if you're having the worst in your life, like, say, yeah, everything's gone completely wrong, you lost your job, unfortunately you can't go into that. You have to say, you're right, back. Or, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, but
at least not.
No, I don't agree fully with what he's saying, because if there was something really wrong, there was something catastrophic happened in your life, and someone said to you, "You're right," and then you just maybe you burst into tears, or you're just like, "No, I'm not okay." Then that person would be like, "Oh my God, what's wrong?" Like, they would ask you straight away, like. English people care, we care, Brits care, like, we do care, like, we do say that as a small talk, like, gesture of hello. However, if there really is something wrong with someone and then they respond in a way that alerts the Brit that there's something wrong, we will show concern. So You don't have to always be like, you're alright if you're not okay. Just let us know if you're not okay. If that makes sense.
Not in a supermarket, but maybe with a neighbor you could.
Maybe.
You could complain about life on this in the streets. People love that a bit as well.
Okay, easy. Point number 4.
Point number 4. A very short one and quite an obvious one because everybody knows British people love tea. I never completely understood this because I do drink tea. I did drink tea before, not that often. But that you can really enjoy tea so much because coffee is also nice. Why would you do a big thing about it? Well, I actually cannot explain it myself now what it is, but I love tea now. And I drink tea every day.
Yeah. What kind of tea?
She's a proper
Well,
Brit
I do
now.
have my
She's no longer
morning
German.
ginger lemon tea,
Oh,
but
no, she's still German. She's drinking ginger lemon tea. That's not British. You need an English tea.
for me, this is not a new thing. The new thing is that I actually now like the 4 o'clock Yorkshire tea.
Or Yorkshire tea.
It is enjoyable,
Yeah.
and I don't know why that is. I haven't found out yet.
There's a big thing, a cultural thing with making, if you're working in an office or, have like colleagues, there's a big sort of social dynamic thing about doing a round of teas for everyone in the office. And this is like a good way to have chit chat, small talk, or just for people to know that you're like a considerate person. She'd be like, who wants a tea? And this is like quite a,
You make a tea for everyone?
yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, you purely hope that only like one person
One
says yes, because in theory, like 20 people can say yes, and you're there with like having to manage how much milk, no milk, what tea. But
It's so true, guys. Like, it's like you ask if you're in an office and you do ask if anyone wants a cup of tea. Like you said, like you just like, please, no more than 2 people, please.
it's
A tea break.
It's a really big part of our culture having like a 15-minute tea break.
Yeah, well, we do have a coffee break then. That's more like having a coffee break.
But would you like take everyone's orders? Milk, no milk,
No, definitely
sugars,
not.
no sugars.
Definitely not.
Everyone gets the same.
Get your coffee. No, no, we don't make coffee for others in a company or so.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't make coffee for in our office where we make teas for each other. And also, I think our tea culture is quite. It's quite similar to the tea culture in like Sweden. So they don't have a tea culture. They have fika, which is a cultural thing where they go for tea or coffee and they have baked treats, and it's just that allocated time that you sit with friends in complete silence sometimes and drinking your coffee and your baked treat. It's just something that's in the culture. It's the same with Britain. We have tea time, and we have our 15-minute tea time, and in our office we ask people if they would like a cup of tea. And also, a cup of tea in British culture is seen, it's seen almost like a cure-all. Like, if you're not feeling very well, would you like a cup of tea? Yeah, I'll have a cup of tea. If you're upset, your mum will ask you, would you like a cup of tea? We'll have a chat. Have a cup of tea. It's weird. I don't know who made it up, but it's part of the culture.
Yeah.
You would go to maybe if you have like a community team kitchen, you would go there together and then make your own coffee after each other.
See.
Well, nice colleagues would obviously bring you a coffee, and I've also done that. But I wouldn't go to 20 people and say, do you all want a coffee?
It really happens
No.
in England.
No, sorry, I
It
didn't
does.
have time for that.
Yeah. Honestly, it's really difficult. Like, you need a pen and paper because people are like, oh, just 1 sugar, 2 sugars, please, no milk. Yeah, and you have to remember everything, and sometimes you're doing like 10 teas in one go.
It's actually true.
Okay, halfway point. Number 5.
Number 5. I already mentioned it at the beginning. Germans are more direct than Brits.
Oh yeah.
Just saying that is very direct. We would
Yeah.
go around it another way.
Yeah, like
You're,
"Oh,
I know. Point 6.
Point 6 is to apologize for something you haven't done. Which is a point that is quite nice, but don't really understand it. I think it's
weird.
better how the Germans do it.
I'm sorry.
Just apologize when you have to apologize. It's nice, like, because it is quite nice, but it has really no point. Like, if I run into someone, that person will be like, oh, I'm sorry. and then you forget yourself to apologize.
Yeah.
And then the other person should also say, like, but it's my fault. I want to apologize. I want to say, I'm really sorry. And that person already apologized.
Yeah.
You both apologize. It's weird. It is weird. If I think about it, it's very, very strange. Like, you could walk into someone, like she said, you bump into them, say it's my fault, the other person would say sorry, and I'll be like, no, I'm sorry. Like, no, I wouldn't say no. They'll be like, oh, sorry. And I'll be like, oh, sorry. And I'll say sorry maybe 3 times. It's weird. It is weird. But yeah, you don't think about it if you're a Brit. But people like her, she's from Germany, like you guys, she's probably thinking, what is going on? Why are you both saying sorry when only one person did something wrong? That makes no sense.
So it's kind of like, it's obviously also a point of being friendly always.
Yeah.
But I want to apologize when I want to apologize.
Okay, point number 7.
Number 7, a very confusing one to me, is how people call other people, especially strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Like what names they give others.
Yeah.
Because
What names?
I have been called by people that I don't know, darling, love, maybe honey,
Yeah.
Sweetie, maybe?
sweetie, sweetheart. And
Lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I find this very confusing. And it's very, very dependent on the situation, but it's just a big part of British culture, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very normal. In Germany, you could not do that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
If somebody, obviously it's a specialist thing, like if a guy would do that to me, if a guy would say something like that in German, I would be like, what the... beep. I would probably respond in a very direct and not nice way to that.
Yeah.
Because, it's just not normal. And in British culture, it's very normal. It's, I don't know how you would say it's a form of friendliness as well. It's a form of connecting to someone.
Yeah.
But it's also situation-wise.
Yeah, context is...
I feel like people that use those, I don't know, would you call them pet names, or like love, or sweetie, sweetheart, lovely, gorgeous, like just stuff like that. They tend to be of the older generation most of the time. I think it might be dying out, actually. I think it might be dying out a little bit. I think it's more of the older generation that actually use those terms. I never use those terms to refer to someone unless I know the person, and I still wouldn't use those terms because I don't like it. I find it a little bit patronizing sometimes. I don't like those terms, but in England it's very, very normal for you to be called love or lovely. Even a guy and a guy, 2 guys would do it together. Like, would say, like, I would there's many times I've got on the bus and he'd refer to me as love. You right, love? You know, like that would be just a normal thing to say to someone else that you don't know. It's weird.
This is really key with this one.
Yeah.
Because, those words are terms of endearment and kind of pet names.
That's what I meant.
So
It
it
can
can
be quite patronizing
be a bit
as well.
degrading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it is kind of because, compared to Germany, we are really not a very formal nation anymore. We used to be, like sirs and madams and this kind of thing. But this is almost like a shortcut some people will take in a way to give you something or offer you something maybe. Everyone has to be very careful around this.
Yeah.
I would really try not to do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's
Unless
dying.
you really either know this person well or you're very comfortable with the person you are speaking to now. Okay, coming to the end with point number 8.
So, a point that I like, and I'm not even that sure if that's so true, but my feeling is that in Britain, people, especially in the educational system, give a lot more value to arts and culture. And I love that because in Germany it's very like the school education system is very, very good, I would say. And you learn a lot of history, languages, old languages like Latin, and it's a good school system, but I did miss, and in my own school upbringing, the value of arts, because here if somebody here is good at guitar playing and painting or whatever, or all of those, you get pushed to be better.
Two of our most biggest bands ever are all art schools kids.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Beatles
Yeah,
and Rolling Stones.
yeah,
Yeah.
all from art school.
And not just our bands, but also our individual singers, solo singers. Adele, she went to the Brit School. Amy Winehouse, she went to the Brit School. Who else? There's quite a few of. I think Mel B also. Mel B went to a performing arts school as well, Intake High School, which is from the city I'm from. Mel B from the Spice Girls. So we we value the arts and theatre and music, and we just do in England. We really push for that, and you can see that in popular culture because a lot of our artists are. We have, for such a small island, we have a lot of famous artists like Sam Smith, Ed Sheeran, Adele. Like I said before, like we have quite a lot, and actors as well. We have a lot. Daniel Radcliffe, Tom Holland. Hugh Jackman, just to name a few. Do you know what I mean? So no, Hugh Jackman, he's not English. I always think he's English. He's Aussie. It's close enough. Who else was I thinking of? I need one more to replace Hugh Jackman. Idris Elba. There we go.
So maybe this is why. Maybe
Hugh
they saw
Jackman.
that there's actually some value to letting your kids express themselves.
Yes.
Okay, point number 9. Easy.
It's about forenames and surnames.
Okay.
Oh, you guys have that.
You know, some of you might know, in German we have a formal form and an informal form. And it's like younger people you approach with du, which is like you. And older people, or like people that you don't know, or people at work, you approach with another form, which is the formal form. And you don't have this here, obviously. There's only you in English, which is anyway great, makes it so much easier. But what I found a bit confusing is that you never use, or not never, but rarely use the last name or the surname. Because even if you would talk to a neighbor that you haven't met in a big building, write an email around or so, you would use the first name. You just see the name. You have never met the person. I would always, like, even here, I would probably approach this person with Mrs.
Yeah.
But that's a bit weird, isn't it? You would say, like, hi,
Michael.
hi, Ruth.
It's very.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it depends actually. If they're very elder, if they're older, like from the generations long gone, you would maybe call them Mrs. Surname, Mrs. this, Mrs. that. I think there definitely was back in the day a formality to it, but I think, like you said earlier, actually, we're starting to become less formal as time goes on. We're less formal when we refer to people and things. So yeah, no, we use people's first name a lot. It's just, I don't know why.
It's very weird. I mean, I'm sure, you know, many decades ago, everyone was Mr. and Mrs. blah blah blah. But this formality again is dropping, probably for the sense of feeling more welcoming and casual. But bizarrely, there's still some weird leftovers, such as when you're at your primary school and secondary school, it's Mrs. Dean or Mrs. whatever. And then as soon as you go to college, the whole formality's dropped. And so you know your college teachers by their first names and your university teachers by their first names. Final point.
Number 10.
Number 10.
It's not a cultural one.
Oh.
Okay.
It's partially cultural.
Okay.
But it's about living situations. So it's 2 points. First, something that really annoys me.
Yeah.
At a tap, cold and hot water are usually separated.
Yeah.
So you go there, brush your teeth,
Yeah.
I don't know, and you open the tap.
Yeah.
And it's either super hot water because it goes super hot very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it's super cold water.
Right.
And if you try I try to mix them. I try to find also for the future, the perfect little
Yeah, this is a test.
thing. You can't really. It's always one is always ruling. So yeah, you have to deal with it. It's hot or cold. And the second thing is carpets everywhere.
Carpets.
Everywhere carpets, and I'm not really used to that. I am used to that because we also do have it in Germany, but I'm also used to like wooden floor or not non-wooden floor, but not carpet. Because
carpet is. I think again that's one thing that is dying out a little bit. I think 'cause there's a lot more wooden floors in British households as we modernize. However, carpet used to be everywhere back in the day. When I was a kid, my grandma, she had carpet in the bathroom, in the toilet. Like, I think she still does have carpet in her toilet, which I find very, very strange. Because most toilets and bathrooms nowadays have like tiles. But yeah, carpet was everywhere. I don't know. It's just something that British people really love, a good carpet. Maybe because we have cold weather and we like the feeling of something warm beneath our feet. I don't know.
Because it's just, I think it's a lot more, like you have to care for it a lot more for carpets.
Yeah, true. There's a hygiene level inside having a material floor as well. An even grosser thing, which combines your 2 points, is lots of people, including...
Even grosser. That was you. That wasn't me. I didn't say that.
Something that combines this is a lot of people, including my grandparents, have carpet in their bathroom.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Around the toilet.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this week's video.
And let us know in the comments below, have you been to the UK and maybe you agree on some points with me or have something to add? Let us know what.
Interesting. So yeah, we do have some like things that are a little bit different from one another. They're not drastic. They're just like mostly what she mentioned was like slight cultural things and the ways our politeness or over politeness or our over familiarity, referring to people as love and darling and like sweetie, those things. I don't like those personally. Also, the last one with the toilet situation, we do put carpet everywhere, or we used to put carpet everywhere. I don't find it sanitary, and in my flat there's wooden flooring everywhere and it's easier to clean. So Germany, you have that correct. Like, your places of abodes are more cleanly than British places because we have dirty carpet everywhere. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, I will see you very soon.